friends, welcome back to the Jazz Ranch, hip cats and groovy chicks. It's so good to see you again. And you know, I want to continue with my quotes that are inspirational, just because I really love these quotes. And this is one from Martin Luther King. He said, "No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for." That's pretty profound. And when you think about it, he died for his cause, for what he believed in. And so did actually Bill Evans and John Coltrane as musicians. They died for their art. They died way too young. And John Coltrane said this, "I want to be a force for real good. In other words, I know that there are bad forces that bring suffering to others and misery to the world, but I want to be the opposite force. I want to be the force which is truly good." And that he was. And he did die way too young for like his creativity and what he could have left beyond him. But he has this great legacy. Now I'm going to give you some words from myself. Are you living in the truth, or are you living in the illusion? You can live in the illusion in your mind and your body, but your heart and soul needs to live in the truth. So nature and the arts give you a vision into the truth. So now I had a request for demonstrating how to comp in a band. Now this relates to these quotes because in order to play in a band you have to be able to get a union with other musicians and create beautiful music. So comping is very important for a pianist. So here we go now with comping 101. I'm going to be talking about comping now. That's an important role for a pianist, is to be able to play chords behind a singer or a horn player or in a big band, or backing up other musicians. You're playing chords in a rhythmic manner. That's comping. And there's three positions that I use. First one is where the chord is played mostly in the right hand. Now I'm going to take a C dominant 7/13 chord. So I can play it here, but I like to play it here. There is a good sound, you know, where I have the third, that's the 6, the flat 7, and the 9. That also becomes the 13. I can't play it up there in this position, but I'm going to play the root in the left hand like that, you see. So root, third, 13, flat 7, 9. Now if I bring it up to the second position, which is spread voicing, I'm spreading out the harmonies between the two hands. So I'm going to have root, flat 7 there, add the 9th there. If I want the third, I can play it like that, then add the 13th there, and then the octave there. So that's a nice voicing, spread voicing, right in the middle of the keyboard where you want it, where it sounds the best. Then you can bring it up one more position where I'm going to play up here with the flat 7 there, the 9, the 3rd, and the 13th there in the left hand, and then play the right hand in octaves and maybe a 5th. So there it is. See, there's your three positions. Position 1, position 2, position 3. Now I'm going to demonstrate each one and break them down. So I want to start with the spread voicing. Now I'm going to be using this chord progression that I used in a previous video that was very popular. It had 55,000 views and over 250 comments on it. It's just going like this. Now I'm going to talk about the root chords. The 1 to the 4 to the 3 to the 6 to the 2 to the 5 to the 1. Okay, so there you go. 1 to 4 to 3 to 6 to 2, 5, 1. One measure each. Now the 1 chord would be a C major. The 4 chord would be F major. But I'm going to alter it now to F dominant. 3 chord would be E minor. 6 chord would be A minor, but I'm going to alter it to A7, altered. And then the 2 chord would be D minor 7, and then the 5 chord would be G7. And then I'm going to do a turnaround, which is a 3, 6, 2, 5. So this is an easy progression. It's not a tune, but it's something you can practice this comping technique with very easily. I'm going to show you that. First technique I'm going to use is the spread voicing, and that's going to be where I'm playing the root and the 7th, or the root and the 3rd, root and 10th in the left hand. So that might be good for the first voicing. Now the second one will be an F7, like that. Third one, E minor 7, then A7 altered, then D minor 7, then G7 altered, then a 3, 6, 2, 5 like this. See, now it's important that you have the root on the bottom in every case when you're doing the spread voicing. So there's the voicings. I'm going to put this to a backing track so you can hear how I'll comp using that method, that particular position. Okay, so now here we go in the spread voicing, comping on the simple progression in C. And we're going to start. There it is. Let it go by one time. There. Okay, now I'm going to go to the upper position up here and show you how I would comp in that, behind that rhythm track. Here we go. Okay, some concepts behind the upper extension now. First of all, the voicings here are rootless. You know, so you have to learn those by studying rootless voicings. But up here, then you have to learn how to complement them. So one thing I like to do is create a melodic line in the right hand with playing those chords like this, something like this maybe. Now I can do it bigger like this. Now that's just adding octaves in the right hand and also adding a harmony, one harmony note. So you want to start with the left hand and make sure you got that solid, you know, like with good voice leading. Notice everything is voice leading economically. That's very important. Then adding the right hand is going to be tricky, but you know, you can do it. The common tones. Here I go with a flat 9 with augmented fifth. There I go with a 13 on the top. The flat 13, I add the flat 9 in there, you see, so that it can be a beautiful sounding, full sounding chord. And it allows plenty of room for the bass player to move around and play up in the high register as well. This lower position now, the third position, you're going to use more when you're playing without a bass player. You're playing just with you and a horn player, or you and a guitar player, or you and a singer, and there's no bass player in the band, whatever. Now you can play bass lines in the left hand, so you might want to start out by just learning how to play it very simply with the chord progression the chord progression, full chord played in the right hand and the bass note being played in the left hand. We'll listen to how that sounds with just the drummer. This is the 2-beat bass line. Here's a 4-beat bass line. People often ask me, does my book complement my videos? And it does. And this is a particular example where it does in chapter 21 of volume 2, rhythmic comping in the left hand. Now the same principles are going to apply if you're comping with 2 hands. But in this particular chapter and lesson, I'm talking about comping in your left hand to accompany a melody in your right hand. Now if you try to get into Berkeley, they're going to test you on this in the audition to see how well you can comp in your left hand while playing a melody in your right. And then also they'll want you to comp with a horn player, to accompany a horn player or a singer or play in a band, and see how well you comp with both hands. But the principles apply here. Now I give you theory, an example, and then you actually have a song written out with all the comps there. But the examples here now are 4 types of hits or comps, chords. You can have a long beat, long note on the beat. You can have a long note off the beat or on the upbeat. You can have a short hit on the beat, or you can have a short chord on the upbeat or on the offbeat. So those are 4 possibilities. And now there's actually 8 possibilities because you have 8 eighth notes in a measure, so it can hit on any of those beats, upbeat or downbeat, either long or short. And usually it will contrast with the melody. It'll be off the melody rhythm, or it'll be supporting the melody rhythm. I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, I'm showing you examples of comping in which there's short notes, long tones, tones off the beat and on the beat. Combination of all those that I've talked about in previous videos. But so, like, you know, the rhythm is just created by that 1, 2, and 3, 4. This is a vamp too. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 Like that kind of thing. So now, supposing you had a melody. Now, if you have a melody or the singer, now you're going to comp in such a way that complements the melodic line. So if I had like a melody there, let's look at how the left hand might comp. If I had a melody like this. You see how that left hand, the same idea, if you had a melody you were comping with both hands, you'd complement in that kind of manner. In other words, playing off the beat, if the melodic line is right on the beat, you would play off the beat. If it's off the beat, then you might play on the beat, or you might play with it, enhance it, or you might play against it. Like this is against it. Now with it. You see how it swings better when you, let's listen to it playing off the beat. There we go. We're gonna with it. Even more. Off the beat. You mix it up. Signing off from the Jazz Ranch. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. Please write to me. I love to hear from you. I'd love to respond to you if you give me time. And I hope you like these quotes I've given to you this evening and like that new trend. You know, the alter Dominico man, he's down with his girlfriend down in Newark somewhere, vacationing. He may be back. If you like him or you miss him, please write to me. In the meantime, I will say to you, in the words of my great friend Hermie Dressel, he's always up there looking on us with pity, he says, swing loose, and we'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.